In this presentation, we will go into more detail about the Lacerte Tax Software. As we go into more detail, note that we are not in any way related to Lacerte or Intuit, the owner of Lacerte. This is just a software that we have used, we are familiar with, and we do recommend it. It has been a good software for us. In a prior presentation, we talked about the idea that there's going to be a lot of softwares out there. So when you think about the tax software, what type of tax software should I use? There's going to be a lot of different items or a lot of different choices that you can have. You want to think about the tax software broken down into two major categories. One, the professional software for something like a CPA firm or tax preparer, and then individual software for your personal tax preparation. The professional software that we will be using here will be Lacerte. So we will be using professional software that would typically be used by a CPA firm or tax preparation firm, someone that's going to be creating multiple returns, as opposed to individual software, which might be something like TurboTax. Note both here, Lacerte and TurboTax are owned by the same company, which is Intuit. So they have two separate tax programs because they're aimed at different markets, the professional software, the individual software. When we think about Lacerte, then, you could go to their website, which would be at this website up top. So again, it is owned by Intuit. Intuit's going to be the owner. If you consider the pricing, it can be a little bit confusing to think about the pricing, but just note that the professional software will cost more. So the pricing for professional software can be a little bit confusing because it really depends on how many returns that you're going to be preparing. So this is what Lacerte has on the pricing page at the point in time that we took a look at it. We have the three options. They have the Lacerte 200 Federal 1040, the Lacerte Unlimited models, and then the Lacerte Rep Fast Path only. And the recommendation here, what you want to think about if you're thinking about tax preparation, is how many returns am I going to be preparing? And they give you some general guidelines here. The general guidelines generally apply in terms of what would be the best, most cost-effective approach. We have here in the Lacerte 200 a comprehensive collection of forms sets best suited for preparing fewer than 200 individual federal returns. So if you have fewer than 200 here, however, make sure you take a look at the last option here, which is the Lacerte Rep Fast Pass only, which is a pay-as-you-go option that's a perfect for preparing a low volume of individual state and business returns. So I would imagine here then, if you're making a low volume of returns, very low, then you're going to be here. If you want between 200 and whatever that low volume is, then you'd be here. And then if you want the unlimited, then you're going to be in, and that would mean you're going to be making more than 200 returns typically. All the same great features of Lacerte 200 Federal 1040 plus unlimited individual and business returns, and that would be here. Now the pricing's a little bit confusing the way you go through this because of that fact that typically the price is going to say that you're going to have a down some flat fee, and then you'll have, if you're taking one of these two options, the fee per return. So then you'll be paying a per return fee plus the one-time fee as you purchase the software. Now, and to get more information on your individual situation, you can ask for the price quote, and they'll give you the best basic price quote for more detail on that. So note here then that you have the unlimited for these two, the number of federal 1040s and the number of business returns if you had the unlimited package, which of course would be more expensive for the initial one-time payment to have the unlimited package. Then the one-time payment would be less for these, and then you would have the number of federal 1040s would be a pay-as-you-go. So then you'd be paying some part of it as you go. So you can see, go down here, you can go through the options to see what would be included in each of these packages. If you think about the pay-as-you-go pricing, it would look something like this. So you got the 1040 federal and one state. So if you had the federal return and a state, $76. 1040 additional states, we have the $47. So if you're trying to consider a typical like 1040 return and a state return, you're talking about $76. So you have to think about, well, what am I going to be charging? What's going to be my profit margin? Not only the 76, but you might have the initial amount. You can have a flat down amount, a one-time payment plus the per return payment of the 76. So you'd have to take that in consideration if you're thinking about the Lacerte Tax Software. I'll let you go through here and take a look at more of the options and the comparisons between them. Then you have the Lacerte add-ons. So these would be add-on types of features that would include the Smart Vault document management integration, the quick employer forms, the practice management, and then the ability to use electronic signatures for the 8879 and other forms. Then they have the Bloomberg BNA Tax Planner Bridge, and then the tax scan and import. These would be the add-on features that you can take a look at, and you can get more information on each of those add-on features. Of course, typically these add-on features will have additional costs to them.